श्रीवर ओम ओम अखंडानंदः बंधनात् यस्य जायते गोविंदं तमहं वंदे चिदानंदतनुं गुरुम्. So yesterday we saw भाटाः दूषयन्ति इति एतेषां निश्चयतम् इति तन्निश्चयं भाटाः स्वयुक्तिभिः दूषयन्ति. So this fellow's logic means the logicians and the Prabhakara school fellow who accept that shunya ajnana, ignorance is the self, anandamaya is the self. So that is condemned by Bhattaha. I already said that Bhavan Bhashyakara had great love for this Kumarila Bhatta. Therefore, he shows that love. Bhattaha. Okay? Not his trademark Mudaha or Jadaha. Okay? Kathaṃ ajñānamevātmā jñānaṃ cāpyupalabhyate. How does he condemn the fellows who accept? What do these people think? So that is said. Kathaṃ ajñānamevātmā jñānaṃ cāpyupalabhyate jñānājñānamayastvātmā kathaṃ vidyurajño'hamiti cājñatām. Kathaṃ ajñānam eva ātmā jñānam cha api upalabhyate jñānābhāve kathaṃ vidyurajño'hamiti cha ajñatām. Kathaṃ ajñānam eva ātmā. How can you say that ignorance alone is the self? How can ignorance alone be the self? Pure ignorance be self. Why? Jnānaṃ cāpyupalabhyate. You can see, you can find the jnana also there. How is jnana in deep sleep? Okay. You say, I don't know. Right? Yes. That is the knowledge. Jñānābhāve aham ajñah iti ajñatāṃ kathaṃ viduhu. If there is no knowledge in the self, then how did you understand that I don't know anything? How do you know that? How do you know that you don't know? So you are saying I don't know. That is your experience in waking state. That experience of I don't know, knowing that I don't know itself is a proof for the existence of knowledge in the self. Oh, then do you mean to say that self is knowledge? No. Don't jump to conclusion. Let me say. Asvāpsaṃ sukhamevāhaṃ na jānāmyatra kiñcana ityajñānam api jñānaṃ prabuddheṣu pradṛśyate. Asvāpsaṃ sukhamevāhaṃ na jānāmyatra kiñcana ityajñānamapi jñānaṃ prabuddheṣu pradṛśyate. Aham sukhameva asvāpsaṃ. I slept very happily. This happily does not mean you experienced happiness in the sleep, but you didn't experience any pain in the sleep. If sleep is painful, who will want to go to sleep? We already saw this, right? So sleep is something where you experience absence of sorrow. That is what is the bliss. So I slept happily means I didn't have experience any sorrow. Atra kiñcana na jānami, and in that sleep I don't know. Here I don't know anything. In the sleep you didn't understand anything. You didn't see anything. You didn't experience anything. You didn't know anything, including yourself. Iti ajñānaṃ jñānamapi prabuddheṣu pradṛśyate. This knowledge and ignorance. I slept happily. I don't know anything. Both these are seen in the person who wakes up. Prabuddheṣu, a person who wakes up from the sleep. You see both of them in the person who wakes from the sleep. prajñānaghana evānandamaya ityapi śrutiḥ prabravītyubhayātmatvamātmanaḥ ātmana svayameva hi. Prajñānaghana eva ānandamaya ityapi śrutiḥ prabravītyubhayātmatvam ātmanaḥ svayameva hi. Prajñānaghana eva. What is this? Do you have any proof in the Shruti? Yes. What do you say? Prajñānaghana eva ānandamaya iti. The Shruti says prajñānaghana eva ānandamaya. Ānandamaya is prajñānaghana. bundle of abundance of ghana means bundle or group of knowledge, solid knowledge. Ghana, solid knowledge. Let us say solid knowledge. This is what is the problem. If we want to look into something without any conclusion, then we'll understand. We'll try to see different things, but we always have some conclusion in our head. And that is why we want to see only what we want to accept. So here he says, prajñānaghana evānandamaya. He sees that a self is prajñānaghana. But the self very clearly is negated in Mandukya Upanishads. Na pragyam na pragyam na prajñānaghanam. The self is neither ignorance nor knowledge nor bundle of knowledge. Clear? So, it is neither knowledge. We'll come to that later. What is Vedanta? We'll come to that later. So, prajñānaghana eva ānandamaya. So, ānandamaya is of the nature of prajñānaghana. That is negated. Śrutiḥ. The Śruti also. Svayameva ātmanaḥ ubhayātmatvam prabravītyubhayātmaā. Śruti very clearly by itself says that self is of both nature, knowledge and ignorance. Śruti says, ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ khadyota iva sammataḥ na kevalājñānamayo ghāṭakuḍyādivajjaḍaḥ. ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ. What is then ātmā? Is it knowledge or is it ignorance? I gave you very clearly explained the Atma is both knowledge and ignorance, because in the deep sleep you experience both. Okay, experience is established. And Shruti also says prajñānaghana ajñānamaya ānandamaya prajñānaghana eva ānandamaya. Very clearly says ānandamaya is prajñānaghana. Oh, then does the Shruti say only that it is knowledge? No, wait. That also includes your experience, right? So, I'll give you a logic. Ataha ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ khadyota iva sammataḥ. I'll explain it with example. Ataha, therefore, ātmā khadyota cājñatām. Let us see. ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ. Tanuḥ means body. Chit jada. Chit means consciousness. Jada means inert. Consciousness, inert. Knowledge, ignorance, body, embodiment. Means it is of the nature of knowledge and ignorance. How can knowledge and ignorance? I'll give you an example, beautiful example. Khadyota iva. Khadyota iva. Khadyota is one word. It's a name for an insect. Khadyota. Kha means space. Dyota means jyotayati, that which illumines. That illumines the space. Means khadyota is that bug which blinks light. That is khadyota. Jugno, like that we call it. Khadyota. So, like that, that bug which shines, it doesn't shine always, or it does. It's not dark always. Tick, 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 tick. There is a switch kind of. It switches on, switches off, switches on, switches off, switches on, switches off. It has both the nature of on and off, meaning both the nature of consciousness and ignorance, both the nature of light and darkness. Similarly here, like that, the self is of both nature of consciousness and ignorance. Sammataḥ, that is how we accept. ghāṭakuḍyādivajjaḍaḥ kevalam ajñānamaya na kevalam ajñānamaya jaḍaḥ. Like the pot, ghata means pot, kudya means the wall, like the pot, wall, etc. It is not just purely ignorance or inert. It is both consciousness and inert, knowledge and ignorance. Okay. Now, this conclusion is negated by the next fellow. Iti niścayameteṣāṃ dūṣayatyaparo jaḍaḥ. No, we are not. This fellow is not someone who has respect, so we are not talking about Vedanta. Iti etesham niścayam. In this way, these fellows' conclusion, the Bhatta conclusion, aparaha jadaha dūṣayati, another idiot, jadaha, inert fellow, he is condemning it. Another idiot is condemning it. Who is this idiot? We'll come to that later. That's a very beautiful thing here. We'll come to that later. But what is he? How is he condemning? See, let us see that. And when he establishes, we'll see that. jñānājñānamayastvātmā kathaṃ bhavitumarhati parasparaviruddhatvāttejastimiravattayoḥ. We know this. This is a simple logic. We could have even condemned him. He says, jñānājñānamayah tu ātmā kathaṃ bhavitumarhati parasparaviruddhatvāttejastimiravattayoḥ. jñānājñānamayastvātmā tejastimiravatta, like the teja, light, timira, darkness, like the light and darkness, tayoḥ, they both means the knowledge and ignorance, they both parasparaviruddhatvātteja are contradictory to each other. Therefore, self-contradictory. Therefore, ātmā kathaṃ jñānājñānamayah bhavitumarhati. How can the self be both knowledge and ignorance? They cannot exist in the same place and same time and same thing. It's impossible. How do you say? I'll explain. sāmānādhikaraṇyaṃ vā sañyogo vā samāśrayah tamah prakāṣavat jñāna añānayoḥ nahi siddhyati. sāmānādhikaraṇyaṃ vā sañyogo vā samāśrayah tamah prakāṣavat jñānayoḥ nahi siddhyati. Tamah prakāṣavat, like light and darkness, jñānayoḥ, between this knowledge and ignorance, sāmānādhikaraṇyaṃ vā, either sāmānādhikarana. Sāmānādhikaranyaṃ means samana adhikarane bhava iti sāmānādhikaranyaṃ yat pratyaya. So sāmānādhikaranyaṃ, samana adhikarane, in the same platform, adhikarana platform, in the same platform, they both cannot, knowledge and ignorance cannot both exist in the same platform. It's impossible. No. Maybe they are in association, they are in partnership. Sanyogo va, or association, coupling with each other, that is also not possible. Any kind of relationship between ignorance and knowledge is impossible. Samashraya. Samashraya is not samyak ashraya, but samana ashraya. In the same ashraya, in the same substratum, both ignorance and knowledge cannot coexist. That's impossible. Never can you see that a coexistence of ignorance and knowledge, like ignorance of darkness, cannot coexist. Okay, but what do you say then self is? Ajñānamapi vijñānaṃ buddhirvāpi ca tadguṇāh sushupto nopalabhyante yatkiñcidapi vāparam mātrādilakshanam kintu śrūnyameva upalabhyate. Ajñānam api vijñānaṃ buddhirva ca tadguṇāh sushupto na upalabhyante yatkiñcidapi vāparam mātrādilakshanam kintu yatkiñcidvaparam mātrādilakshanam kintu śrūnyameva upalabhyate. So he is establishing his philosophy. Sushupto, but then experience. Sushupto, in deep sleep. Ajñānamapi, ignorance also. Vijñānaṃ, also the knowledge. Buddhirvapi tadguṇāh, intelligence, or its attributes, or mātrādilakshanam yatkiñcidapi vāparam, or any other thing in the form of the matra, etc. Matra, etc. means he is removing the upasarga pramata, pramana, prameya, the seer, seeing, and the seen. This is the Trinity. So any kind of Trinity does not exist, or duality does not exist in the deep sleep. You don't see anything, right? So there is no duality or Trinity there. No upalabhyate. What is there then? Kintu śrūnyameva upalabhyate, only shunya, only void exists. So he is a voidist. He is bringing in void to condemn the Purimamamsa. It's a beautiful thing. We'll come to that later. Sushupto nānyadastyeva nāhamā नाप्यासम् इत्यनु सुप्तोतिथजनैः सर्वैः शून्यमेव अनुस्मर्यते यत्ततः शून्यमेव आत्मा न ज्ञानाज्ञानलक्षणः सुषुप्तौ नान्यत् अस्ति एव नाहं अपि आसम् इति अनु सुप्तौ उत्थितजनैः सर्वैः शून्यमेव अनुस्मर्यते यद् ततः शून्यमेव आत्मा न ज्ञानाज्ञानलक्षणः यत् सुषुप्तौ in which सुषुप्ति अन्यद् नास्ति एव there is nothing else अहमपि नासम् इति I also didn't exist इति सर्वैः सुप्तोत्थितैः जनैः अनुस्मर्यते शून्यमेव अनुस्मर्यते. In this way, all these people who woke up after waking up, suptoti janaihi, after waking up from the deep sleep, all the people afterwards shunyameva anusmarite, they remember only shunya, they remember only the void. Tada shunyameva ātmā jñānājñānamakṣana. That is why the self is of the nature of void. There is no knowledge or ignorance. It is neither of the nature of knowledge or ignorance. It is only of the nature of void. How do you say this? That is experience. I'll use your Veda to establish this. Vedenapi asadeva idam agra asiditi sphutam niruchyate yatastasma chunyasyeva ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ. Veda also very clearly says, Vedenapi asadeva idam agra asid iti sphutam niruchyate yatah tasma chunyasyeva ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ. Yatah, because idam agra asadeva idamagra asid iti sphutam niruchyate vedenapi niruchyate. Veda also sphutam clearly niruchyate establishes asadeva idamagra asid asat non-existence void eva alone idam idamagra before this creation asid existed. Only void existed before the creation. So everything came from void, exists and goes into void. From void existence. Ādau antau yennāsti madhyepi tattatha. Nagarjuna uses this beautiful logic where he says, Ādau antau yennāsti, before and after whatever didn't exist, which only void existed. Therefore, in the middle also, what you see is only void. There is no existence. That is also taken care of. So, only void is that void is the self. Iti niruchyate tasma, therefore shunyaseva ātmātaścijjaḍatanuḥ. Therefore shunya is the only thing which you can accept as atma. Atma is void. How do you say the void? How do you say things come from void? Let me give you a logic. Experience over, Veda also over, now Shruti also is over, now logic. That I will explain. Yukti. That is I am going to explain. Asanne bhagata पूर्वं जायमानः पradṛśyate नहि कुम्भः पुरा एव अन्तस्थित्वोदेति बहिर्मुखः. असन्येव घटः पूर्वं जायमानः पradṛśyate नहि कुम्भः पुरा एव अन्तस्थित्वा उदेति बहिर्मुखः. पूर्वं असत् घट एव पradṛśyate जायमानः पradṛśyते. पूर्वं असत् घट असन् एव पश्चात् जायमानः पradṛśyate. The pot was void, absent before the creation, and that is what is created later, right? That is how we see in the world. Pot, where is the pot? It is not created yet. Okay, but how will you create? We have clay. From this clay I am going to create. You are going to create a pot from the clay. So you say, I am going to make the pot of this form. You will give me picture and all, and you will try to emulate that picture. You will try to bring that whatever you showed me in the picture in the pot. That same design you will try to. Not 100% match there will be. It will almost be close to. Okay, that is how we do. Not pura eva antastitva bahirmukha. nahi udeti. We don't say, oh, I am going to bring from, where is pot? Here, clay is there. So, I'm just going to put my hand inside the clay and lift the pot. Do we do that? That is why it says, Purayeva antastitva. That which exists before, earlier inside the clay, that bahirmukha nahi udeti. You are not going to put it away, out. You are not doing that. It is a non-existent before. You are making that pot, bringing into existence. So, from void, it came to existence. Simple. That is how everything is. Now, yad tasmat asatas sarvam tat sat idam samajayata tatas sarvatmana shunyasya evātmattam samarhati. Yad tasmat asatah sarvam sat idam samajayata tatah sarvatmana shunyasya evātmattam samarhati. Yad sat idam sarvam tasmat asatah samajayata. Whatever you see as existence, they all come from this void. Therefore, sarvatmana shunyasya evātmattam samarhati. Completely, in totality, only the void is capable of being accepted as self. Void is the which is qualified to be called as self. Samarhati, it is the one which is qualified to be called as self. So now you have condemned the Purmiyamsaka Bhattamata with the voidism, Buddhism. Now Vedanta is going to come under condemn it. Okay. Let us stop here. We have to understand something. Logically speaking, first we started with Charvaka, then we used Pranatmavada, Indriyatmavada, Shariratmavada, Pranatmavada, Manatmavada, etc. And finally came to the Purimimamsaka and then condemned Purimimamsaka with void. Buddhism. Charvaka does not accept Vedas. Buddhist also does not accept Vedas as pramana. So, from Nastika means a person who does not believe in the validity of Veda is Nastika. Nastika means atheist. Atheist here does not mean a person who does not believe in the God. No. Person who does not believe in the validity, in the who does not accept Veda as the proof, pramana, that is who is Nastika. A person who accepts Veda as proof is a Astika, theist. Okay, now this is the difference. Now, from Nastika till Nastika, we are going to condemn him anyway. So, now the one who is standing in front of us as Prathama Malla, as the winner, as the champion, is a Nastika. Logically, he could have thrown this fellow, this Buddhist, in the beginning. If there is nothing, everything is Shunya, then this fellow, Charva, comes. What? This body is here. How can everything be Shunya? Stop. He could have condemned using them. One Nastika condemning another Nastika. No, he didn't do that. He made the Nastika condemned by an Astika and again an Astika getting condemned by Nastika. And that is a very beautiful twist. Kumarila Bhatta, who lived his whole life establishing the Veda as the proof, as pramana, and who condemned these Buddhists, went to study this Buddhism and condemned this Buddhist, and because of which he gave his life, that Bhatta, his philosophy is condemned by that very own Buddhism. Ironic. This is one. This teaches us, Bhagavan Bhashyakara teaches through this, he teaches us a very valid point. Whether Charvaka is also one of the Sanatanis, we accept that also in Sanatana. Hinduism is inclusive of a person accepting the body as a self. That kind of Nastika we accept. So, every Sanatani, whether you are Vaishnava, you are Shaiva, you are Shakta, you are whatever, whether you are logician, you are Nayayika, you are Vaisheshika, you are Sankhya, you are Yogin, whatever, does not really matter. We are all connected to each other as a Sanatani. We should have to stand associated, connected, bound to each other as Sanatani. Sanatana Dharma is Hindu Dharma. Hinduism is called as Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal. So, that Sanatana Dharma, we are all connected by, therefore, we should have to hold on to it with that association, not fight each other. Though we may have disagreement, agree to disagree is what is the beauty. And unity in diversity is our beauty. So, even though there may be so many other people, all these different philosophies, different methodologies, we are not against, we should not be pitting oneself against the other. No, there will be no unity. And that will make way for the Nastikas, people who don't accept the Veda as a proof, to enter. We will be fighting each other, and we will be condemned by this fellow who does not accept the Vedas. It's easy route for them. So to show that Bhagavan Bhashyakara is presenting this. A Buddhist, a voidist condemning the Purvamamsaka, a person who accepts Vedas as the proof. Another thing, this is most important for correct scenario. The educated idiots, literate idiots, these people, they think they know. They study Buddhism, they study Vedanta, they think they are both same. They talk about mindfulness, you talk about mindlessness. I didn't talk about mindlessness, absence of mind. He says mindful, this is mind absence. They think they are both same. You talk about absolute, infinity, they talk about zero, they are same. 0 divided by 0 is infinity, infinity divided by infinity is 0, infinity. Therefore, it's completely the same. Or the logic of the technology. In binary, either it is 0 or it is 1. They both combine together to bring in all this. So which you see, whichever way you see, that is how it is. If I accept 0 for something, I can accept the same 0, that same thing for 1 also. Interchange. 0 means on, 1 means off. I can accept like that. Instead of 0 means off and 1 means on. Does not really matter. So it's all interchangeable. There is no difference. They'll bring this beautiful idea of Satori, this realization in the Zen Buddhism through stories, where he says, the Guru will ask, where is that going? That bird is flying there. Then he'll pick his nose and that fellow will gain Satori and suddenly say, oh, it is not that the bird is flying, it is my mind which is flying. It is not the fluttering of the flag or the tree, the leaves of the tree. It is my mind which is fluttering. All these stupid ideas. Thinking, accepting the Zen Buddhism, Shunya and or Vedanta Purna as one and the same. Never can the Shunya and Purna be same. You are seeing it from different angles. From this angle, it is seen as Shunya. From that angle, it is. All these stupid ideas are not logical. That is why, and one more important thing, Khandana Khandakadya, a beautiful text by Sri Harsha, which is beautifully establishing the non-dual self by negating everything logically. There, in the beginning itself, he says, if you even memorize this and vomit it, repeat it, without even understanding it, you will win the debate. Any debate. You can win anyone in the debate except two people. One is the Shunyavada Buddhist, the Buddhist who accepts voidism, and the other one is Vedanti. You cannot condemn these people using this logic. Oh, Buddhism has very strong logic. Yes, Buddhism has strong logic, but we have even condemned the Nayayika and Vaisheshika, the logicians. For us, what is Buddhism? The point is not that. Buddhism does not stand on any ground. All the other fellows, either they are in horse or they are in elephant, they are in chariot or somewhere, we can easily destroy them. But this Buddhism, this Buddhist, he does not, this voidist does not have any substratum. He does not stand anywhere. He is like a magician, Mayavi. He'll shoot from there, suddenly he'll shoot from here, suddenly he'll shoot from the other corner. He'll just disappear and appear in different places and shoot you. That is the problem. So these fellows cannot, because they don't have any base, they cannot be negated through this logic. That is what he says. So understanding the Buddhism to negate it is important. Not we don't have to be follow the Buddhism or understand the Buddhism. This idea of voidism we have to understand. It is not the same as a Purna. That is what we have to understand. Mindfulness is not the same as a mindlessness, absence of mind. Okay, so we will see this. Om Purnamadaః Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.